Moving on to technology, we talked a bit about it, and you've been around for 100 years, the company that is. I read that only 45 companies out of 1 million survive 100 years. So it's pretty amazing, right? So what do you think is the key to surviving for 100 years?
I've thought about this a lot, and like you, I've studied basically great brands and companies and longevity, and tried to understand why did some fail and why did some succeed for years and years, including studying the great brands of the world going all the way back to the 1920s and 30s. And certainly in my lifetime, the 50s and 60s and 70s. There were great brands, and you were born in the 60s. You probably could name a bunch in the 70s or maybe even the 60s, although you were young. What happened to them? Why did they not maintain their relevance and their economic success as well? And why did others succeed? And what I've concluded is, and it's quite interesting. The world is changing so fast, and I'm sure that's been the case for decades, and in such profound ways that there's a tendency, in order to maintain relevance in a world that may not look anything like the world that existed when a company or a brand was created. Companies have a tendency to maintain relevance, to abandon core values, and that becomes the death of the company.
Mm.